Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions.
A strong imagination is perhaps the most powerful trait a person can have. Everything depends on your imagination. You can't create anything new if you don't have it. There are no limits when it comes to imagination. No limit to what you can attempt, no limit to how high you can soar, no limit to how big you can dream. Sure, your hopes and dreams may perish in the sand. But what happens if they don't? Would you rather live having attempted to live the life you desire, or die with regret? You must always imagine the life you truly desire, and work towards it. Your life is only as big as your imagination allows.
There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle.
Einstein is right, and that's all there is to it. It is, in fact, a choice. You can choose to see everything around you as a miracle, no matter what your circumstances are. The mere fact that you are living life, in this form as a human being, is believed to be very slim odds, 1 in over 400 trillion. It is surprising that most people don't realize what a miracle our existence is. Unfortunately, there are far too many of us who are going about their days, living life lost in their own thoughts, negative about what's to come and bitter about the past, to the point of missing out on the miracles of the present. Look around you, there are miracles everywhere.
Great spirits have always faced violent opposition from mediocre minds.
There is a prevailing belief that only death and taxes are guaranteed in life. Yet another thing you can also guarantee is your inability to please everyone. When you want to change, in terms of bettering your life, the fact is you will more than likely come up against some opposition, and sadly, that opposition will, with high probability, come from those who are close to you. Many people will be irritated by your progress because it will remind them of their own lack of it. There will be those who will dislike your progress because it reminds them of their own failings. Whatever or whoever the opposition is, you must remain true to yourself and to what is right for you. The people who matter will eventually applaud what you are doing, and people in opposition to it don't matter. Live a purpose-driven life, full of spirit, and never apologize to ordinary minds for living and dreaming big.
We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them.
When you have problems that you are responsible for creating, it's unlikely that the way you were thinking during the process will hold the way to solving them. It is at that moment that you will need to try a different approach to how you are looking at the problem. A different perspective, if you will. So the goal does not need to change, but you might need to change the path you take to get to it. Constantly seek to learn and develop yourself. You will find a way.
A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new.
For this quote, you must realize that once you set out to do or try anything, chances are great that at some point you will make a mistake. In this life you will meet people who will declare that they have never made a mistake in one area or another. This might be true for those things that they are already competent at, and an indication that they have not tried anything new. The takeaway here is that you should expect to make mistakes when trying something new. It is what you have learned and how you overcome them that matters. Now ask yourself, when last have I tried something new?
Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing.
What Einstein is saying here is that you should look back at what has passed and do a review of sorts, with the aim to learn something from what happened. Never let a day pass that you do not find something to learn, no matter what it is. Living for today is all about not concerning yourself too much about the future. All you have is now, The future is not promised to you and the past is gone. When hoping for tomorrow, you should focus on the possibilities it may bring. Never stop asking questions about everything in your life. Know yourself well enough that you can sense when it's time to make a change. Never stop being curious about things like a child. Every circumstance in life should be viewed as an opportunity to grow and learn. Life never stops teaching us, so we should never stop learning.
Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them.
Recognizing that there are areas in your life where you could improve requires confidence and courage. Nobody is perfect, and we all have our own issues. People who are willing to take an honest look at their flaws are the ones who consistently gain strength and get better. Only by recognizing your limitations will you be able to challenge yourself and rethink the possibilities. When you are faced with challenges in any area of your life, remind yourself that you can always become stronger, wiser, and smarter. You give yourself every opportunity to do so when you accept yourself for who you are without shaming or being judgmental. Knowing and accepting your limits is the first step toward becoming the best version of yourself.
It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer.
Einstein is pointing out that you don't have to be a genius to solve your problems. Problems can be disheartening and put your resolve and confidence to the test. But, if you keep focus on the problem for a longer period of time, and break it down into more manageable components, chances are, you will be surprised at the parts you can solve, if not the whole problem.
Weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore.
When confronted with a situation where they are offended, people who are weak-minded seek vengeance. They believe that revenge will provide them with satisfaction and closure. It often does not. A strong person is able to forgive the person who has harmed them. This is how they cope and deal with the situation and find closure. It is difficult to let go and find forgiveness, and it takes a lot of mental strength to do so. Looking past something that has a significant impact on you and move on is not easy, and that decision requires a great deal of courage. An intelligent person opts to ignore the person and what they did and move on with their life. You must understand that the ideal way to handle such a situation is to stop thinking about the person or situation. Once you do that, it allows you to focus on the more important things in your life. The fact that you are able to move on provides you with the necessary closure.
If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things.
This quote implores you to stop expecting people to make you happy in order to live a happy life. People are likely to disappoint you often and leave you feeling sad. Similarly, you always have things you want to obtain in life, and when circumstances do not allow you to do so, you are often heartbroken. If you truly want to live a happy life, you should always have a goal in mind. Instead of looking around and getting distracted all the time, you should focus on giving your all, and attempt to do things that will bring you closer to your goal. This way, you'll be able to keep yourself busy with things that either make you happy or will make you happy in the future. Now ask yourself, what goals do you have, and are they good enough for your happiness?
I never think of the future, it comes soon enough.
Einstein is suggesting here that worrying about the future is something not to get too caught up with, when you still have today to deal with. Too many people spend too much time worrying about the future instead of living, and above all, appreciating the present. The future will come without your help, and your worry won't make it any better or worse. You should always live for today.
Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character.
Attitude refers to how you think about a situation, as well as how you approach and cope with it. Character refers to your mental, emotional, and moral attributes. Character can be changed. It can be shaped by everything that happens to you, and how you respond to it throughout your life. And all of these changes have an impact on your personality. Your character is formed by your attitude toward life and how you respond to a certain scenario. It implies that you have the ability to improve or weaken your personality. Your character is weakened by weakness in attitude, or having a bad attitude. So watch your attitude.